cucina in Italian means my kitchen. And boy, do I have some deliciousness and super healthy. I call this my spiced turkey burger and red kale salad. I'm gonna go get my wonderful deliciousness turkey and I'll be right back. Oh, this is so exciting. And what I have here is I have a pound of beautiful turkey. You know, in turkey, you need to give it flavor in order for it to taste good. Yes, it's delicious when we bake it. It's delicious in many ways. But when it's ground turkey, we need to give it some flavor. But before we start with anything, the main ingredient that we're going to be using besides the wonderful turkey is going to be kale. And kale, guys, is full of antioxidants. Vitamin C helps lower cholesterol. It may reduce the risk of heart disease and is wonderful for fiber. And they have these beautiful little veins, beautiful little purple veins. What I am using is I will be utilizing red kale. And I'm going to have my 1 pound here of my turkey, ground turkey, that I'm just going to put that aside. And what I want to show you is, you know, I understand that a lot of people does not like kale, and I think sometimes that if we remove, you know, there's little, let me bring this to you. See, there's these little veins. You see these veins right here? If we just tear that up like that, you see what I'm doing, guys? And we just remove the vein part, that vein part, it may be easier for you to kind of like it better. And what I have done is I have washed this. And what I do when I bring my kale home, and everything I buy is organic. And find out from your store if the vegetables that they get, that have been licensed and approved. And where I buy my kale, I buy it from very good sources that they have been approved. They are certified organic. And what I've done here is I have taken all the veins out, as you can see, and this is what I'm going to be utilizing for my salad. So for my salad, I'm going to be utilizing wonderful kale. I'm also going to be utilizing some blueberries. I'm also going to, I sliced very thinly a shallot, and I also have over here this wonderful, and you can use, I'm not going to be using tomatoes to this, so what I have is I have a beautiful radish, and everything I'm using is organic. So I'm just going to put the salad ingredients to the side, and then my salad dressing is going to have a tablespoon of maple syrup, a 1/4 cup of this wonderful deliciousness that I will share with you in a minute. I also have 2 tablespoons of olive oil here, and what this is rice vinegar, yes. And I'm going to put that on the side because what I want to do is I want to start making my burger. All right, so what like I said before, here what I have is 1 pound of turkey burger, ground turkey. And then what I have to this is I have finely diced 1 shallot that's going to go right into the wonderful, because turkey, we have to give it flavor. And we're going to be building flavor upon flavor in order for us to be able to enjoy this wonderfulness. I also have a tablespoon over here of coconut oil that I'm just going to put in the microwave oven. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to melt this. I want this to be melted. It only takes a few seconds, so stay close to it. Because turkey doesn't have any fat, but I'm just going to add a little bit of fat, just a little bit of fat. And it's not melted yet. We'll continue to do that. While that is doing this thing, what I have here is I have 5 cloves of garlic that I've chopped very, very, very fine. That's all going to go in here like that. Now this should be done, which it is. And I'm going to add that to my turkey. Right here, this is to the ground turkey. So far, guys, we have 6 to 7 very finely chopped garlic. I like to use more garlic because, you know, I think it's very high on antioxidants and it's needed right now. Here I have 4 sliced and chopped green onions that go in here like that. All right, and then I'm going to bring your attention to the wonderful spices. I have a teaspoon of salt. I have a teaspoon of turmeric. I have a teaspoon of ginger. I have a teaspoon of curry powder. I have a teaspoon of cumin. I have a teaspoon of black powder. Let me repeat it. It's 1 teaspoon of ginger, garlic, turmeric, cumin, black pepper, and curry. Yes. And they're all going to go just like so, just like that. This is going to give it such a wonderful flavor, guys. And the reason I'm using this, there's a reason why I use this. The turmeric is for inflammation. The ginger is for digestion. The garlic is to continue to keep our body with high antioxidants, and this is what I want to use. So then I'm going to put this to the side. To this, I am going to add a half of chopped red pepper and a half of chopped green pepper. That's going to go also in here like this. I'm telling you, this is going to be a mega burger, and it's going to be so delicious and so flavorful and very healthy for you. Now to this, I have some shiitake mushrooms, and again, this is all organic. And then what I do with my shiitake mushrooms, don't ever wash them. What I do is I take a nice wet paper towel, and then what I do is I clean them very well, and then the little stems of the shiitake mushrooms, I just take the end off. Whoops, this little guy just took off. It's like, oh, I don't want to go in there. Yes, you are. And what I have here is, as you can see, I have about 4 or 5, and this is going to give, you know, that meaty flavor. You know, that sometimes, you know, we miss when we are using ground turkey. And what you want to do is you want to slice it first, okay, and then you want to go ahead and chop it. And I'm telling you, you guys got to try this recipe. It's so delicious, and it's so healthy for you. I also have 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my pan, and I'm using cast iron skillet, guys, cast iron skillet. And I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to put it on about medium to medium high for now. And now I'm going to put on my fadale. The fadale in Italian means apron, and I have a beautiful fadale on today. So as we are heating up the oil, we're going to finish our burger, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to do our salad, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to finish the whole entire dish. Again, you know, it's just so interesting that kale was cultivated. It actually originated in the Eastern Mediterranean region. And it was cultivated by 200,000 BC. Yes, 200,000 BC. And it's the family of wild cabbage. Actually, in those days, they called it cabbage. And then at that time, also in other parts of the world, there was this wild cabbage leaves. And I don't know how it got into the cooking and the culinary, but it was beloved by the Mediterraneans in my family of origin, guys. And you see, I'm chopping them very fine. This is what I'm doing, guys. That's why I didn't want to have this already chopped up. I wanted to show you how fine to chop these. And it's the family of Brussels sprouts, believe it or not. Yes, kale it comes from the family of Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and cauliflower. And at one time, all of this was wild. Yes, and can you imagine the person that discovered them and just decided to eat it? And then it became cultivated. So now that I have my wonderful mushrooms, I'm just going to add them all in here. Because, you know, this is a meal. And I'm telling you, you can make like little, and this, what I do is when I make a lot of burgers, I I put them in freezer bags and I freeze them, so whenever I'm not feeling good or I don't want to make dinner and go through all the process, I already have everything. This is I'm gonna lower this because this is becoming smoking hot. And now to this, I am going to add more kale. Yes, I am. I want to be healthy. In my family of origin, guys, I grew up with a lot of greens, you know. We always cultivated our own. In South America when we lived there, we were there for 13 years before we came to this country, and my father would always cultivate all these very bitter greens, and that's how I grew up. I grew up with a lot of bitter greens, and my mom, in order to make us kids like it, she would use spices, and that's this is why I'm bringing you these wonderful spices. And for those that do not like kale, to put it in this burger, let me tell you something, you're going to be surprised because you don't even taste the kale. Yes, you don't even taste the kale. All right, so then now that I have that, with these wonderful little hands, we're going to be making the wonderful burgers, and then I'm just going to drop them right into here, which is nice and smoking, and I'm just going to mix it all together. See what I'm doing? Mix it all together like so. And it's a very, it smells so wonderful, and you want to really mix this up. I am not going to use any breadcrumbs. I'm not going to use an egg to keep it all together, and I'm not doing any of that. Because all these vegetables are marrying together. They all are happy together. And they are going to be delicious. And once it hits the pan, it's going to make your house smell like all these wonderful smells. And the curry, the curry gives it such an amazingness. And I did not take my rings off, but that's okay, ladies. But you may want to take your rings off, if you don't want to get so dirty. I don't mind getting dirty. I'm a dirty girl. I like getting my hands in food and make myself a mess. And your hands may turn just a little bit of yellow because of the turmeric. And turmeric is so good for you. It's an anti-inflammatory. I am not a doctor and I am not a nutritionist, but I have been studying herbs and I have been studying what's good and what's not good for my body. Because, guys, my health is my responsibility and your health is your responsibility. All right, so then what I want to do over here is I want to come over here and I want to start making my burgers. And I have lowered my heat now to about a medium now. Get your nice burgers like so. I'm just going to put them down like that. And I'm just going to let them hang out in there. And while that is doing its thing, we are going to be we're going to be working in our salad. And like I said, the ground turkey does not have a lot of fat. By adding a little bit of fat, it just gives it an extra flavor. And you're not going to taste the coconut oil. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just making them, and I'm telling you, they are wonderful the next day. And I'm just going to make about 5. I can get 5 in 1 pound. Also, what I have done with these guys, I have turned them into little meatballs. I turned them into little meatballs, and I have made pasta with them, and I have made like a little sauce with them, and they do well. They do well. So you can have big burgers, you can have smaller burgers. And I'm just going to grab my plate over here so I can put these guys in this other plate, like so. I'm not getting any meat on my board because I have it all in this container like that. All right, and I'm just going to take these little guys out of the way, and I'm going to wash my hands, and I'll be right back. In the meantime, my burgers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're just hanging out in the pan, and you can be multitasking. And for those moms that are working moms, you can cook these burgers and you can cook them ahead of time, not all the way. And when you come home, then you can finish cooking them. And then that way, it makes your life a lot easier. All right, so what I want to do here is I'm going to be making my salad dressing, and I'm going to, again, I am going to bring your attention to the ingredients that I just shared with you. Let me grab another little spatula here. And I have here, again, you know, the maple syrup. It's going to give it a little sweetness, because everything that we are utilizing in our salad, and I just think that it just needs a little sweetness, and why not? And then there goes my wonderful olive oil. The olive oil that I am using, it's light olive oil. Light olive oil. And then there goes my other vinegar here. And this is rice vinegar that gives it such a nice sweetness to that. And as you can see, it's a very simple, easy transaction. So right now it's just melting and melting and melting and melting everybody together. And then what we're going to do over here is we're going to bring this beautiful platter like so. And we are going to take this beautiful kale, and just kind of make some little mounds like that. Just like that. Very healthy, wonderful salad for you. And it's so healthy and so good and tasty. Now, if you absolutely cannot handle the kale, I suggest you that you can utilize spinach. Spinach is not going to have the same flavor, but it's packed with nutrients. Then I'm going to take my beautiful blueberries and bring them over here. I'm also going to take my sliced, oh yeah, look at that. Just let it rain, sliced shallot. And I have thinly sliced my shallots. And now I am going to be utilizing my blueberries, because it's all about health and nutrition, and blueberries pack high antioxidants. And remember what I always tell you guys, that if you keep your body in alkaline, it doesn't get sick. It doesn't mean that you may not get something, but that, you know, it's not going to last so long, you being sick. I'm 63. I'm in zero medication, guys. Now, when it turns like nice and golden like that, we flip it over. It doesn't take a lot for turkey burgers to cook, and they are beautiful. Oh, mamma mia, I'm going to add that other one in there, and I do have another one in the middle like that. And this is what I'm looking at, see, guys. Oh yeah, these are the burgers. And I'm telling you, they freeze well, and they keep well up to 3 days in the refrigerator. So, like my husband and I will probably eat one for lunch, which is almost lunch here, okay? And then the others, we can eat it for later for tonight for dinner, or we can have it again tomorrow. So this really is a wonderful way for you to think ahead. All right, so now that we have the kale with the blueberries and the wonderful shallots, I am going to bring the red radish. It's a very beautiful salad. Oh yeah, baby, baby. Ooh, it's so pretty. And it's really pretty. And the crunch is the radishes, and radishes are very, very, very good for you. Read about the radishes. And then I just use a whole entire radish. And then what you are looking at is you're looking at something like this. You see that? You see that? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then now what I have here is I have my salad dressing that, you know, just make sure it's very lovely. Look at that. Look at this beautiful salad dressing. Look at this salad dressing. And if you were to taste the salad dressing, which I'm about to right now, oh, it's sweet and tangy all at the same time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drizzle it right over my salad. Yes, right over my salad. Just like that. Just like that, guys. Just like that. And now my burgers, believe it or not, they are almost done. That is how quickly and fast. And then I will take my burgers and I would just lay them right on the top like so. I'm going to take my other burger that is done. That is a quickie. We don't have to overcook our turkey, guys. They are cooking very lovely. and I'm cooking them on medium, and you can really smell the turmeric, and I love turmeric. And then that one goes like that. These other two that I put in here, they're still going to continue to cook. In the meantime, let me show you what we did. Let me show you what we did, guys. This is the spiced turkey burgers with red kale salad. Aren't you hungry? Don't you want to manja now? Look at this beautifulness. It's for your health, guys. Everything I bring to you is for your health. And if you eat like this, you're going to be feeling great. You're going to be losing weight, and you're going to be feeling great, because it's all about that. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on my beautiful cucina. I want to thank Dario Rodriguez with Life in Food Superstores in Ellenton, Florida, for providing wonderful deliciousness to Elena's Cucina. I also want to thank my friend Stephen Bailey with Billy Fish and Charters. If you come to Florida, please check him out. He can take you out and you can catch big fish. I also want to thank my dear friend Kale Harris with FARMASI for keeping my skin radiating because it's wonderful product with no chemicals, and you know how I feel about the chemicals. And I want to thank you for joining me. Be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, because when you take care of yourself and you're kind to yourself, you're able to give it to others. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Look at this beautiful deliciousness.